A long heavy train. It's often pulled by Gordon and Henry. They're very proud of this, and often boast about their strength. One day, it was Henry's turn to take the express. He watched as Thomas shunted the coaches together. Henry started to boast to Thomas. "I can take those coaches easily," he boasted. "You look as though you're worn out, Thomas." Thomas's cheeks were red. "Rubbish," said Thomas. "I can pull these coaches just as well as you can." "Fine," said Henry. "Why don't you prove it?" "I will," said Thomas, and he raced back to find the nearest turntable. Soon Thomas returned and backed up to the express. "Last chance to change your mind," huffed Henry. But Thomas was determined to prove to Henry that he was strong. Thomas huffed and puffed with all his might, but the train didn't move. "Ha, laughed Henry. "I knew you weren't strong enough to pull the express." This made Thomas even more determined. "I must do it," he thought. Thomas's wheels spun faster and faster. Then there was trouble. Thomas's coupling snapped. Thomas raced off the line and into a wall. Henry watched the whole thing. "Fizzling fireboxes," cried Henry. "This is my fault." Terence the tractor pulled Thomas clear of the wall when the Fat Controller arrived. "Thomas, you have caused a great disturbance," he boomed. "I thought you knew better than to try to prove your strength to the big engines. You must go to the works and be fixed right away. A lorry is coming to collect you." "Yes, sir," said Thomas sadly. Soon the lorry arrived. Thomas was placed on the low loader, and just as he was about to leave, Henry chuffed in. "I'm sorry I caused this for you, Thomas. I didn't mean to." "It's alright," said Thomas. "I wanted to prove that I was stronger than you big engines. But all I've proven is that I'm sillier." Then the lorry set off. Edward was taking passengers along his branch line. He was surprised to see a lorry roll in. He was even more surprised to see Thomas on it. "Thomas? What's happened to you?" asked Edward. "I tried to take the express. The coupling snapped and I ran into a wall," said Thomas sadly. "I need to go to the works." "Don't worry, Thomas. I'm sure you'll be fixed soon." This made Thomas feel better, and the lorry set off to the works. They soon arrived, and Thomas was put back onto the tracks. A workman checked him over. "What's the problem?" asked Thomas. "Well, all of your insides have burst," said the workman. "It seems like you'll need a new shape." "What, like Henry's?" asked Thomas worriedly. "I don't want to be a tender engine." The workman laughed. "Not like Henry," laughed the workman, "but you will need a new shape." Thomas was worried about the outcome. Soon Thomas was fixed. He had a smaller bunker, but a bigger boiler and tanks, and he felt much more powerful. "We built you like your brothers were built. You are now a proper E2, said the workman. Thomas couldn't wait to get back to his branch line, so he raced away from the works as fast as he could. That afternoon, Thomas was pulling Annie and Clarabelle along his branch line. Annie and Clarabelle were impressed. "He's very quick after his rebuild," said Annie, "but he's still very careful with us." Soon, Thomas pulled into Farquhar. The Fat Controller was waiting. Thomas was worried. What if he was still angry about what had happened before? But the Fat Controller was pleased. "Well done, Thomas. boomed the fat controller. You've worked hard today, and you've been a really useful engine. Thank you, sir, puffed Thomas proudly. And Thomas had learned that no matter what size and shape you were, all that mattered is that you were really useful.